FXO not matching the beat, though.
That's okay, man. Make my own beats up. Make my own beats up in the top.
Dr. Dre did.
12-8 position. Who is it? The green Zerg, actually. We're going to go with the orange one because Kibbles is slacking on the obzing. Just start here. Just start here.
You always,
go for it.
You're
go
just
for
like Axel. Axel does this too. He
like
wants to cast
off,
the player that isn't the first one that appears on the screen. He wants to like go to the other player.
Yo, you got to adapt, yo. Evolve.
Adapt and evolve.
That's right.
We are casting Zergs after all. I think you may be right.
That's right, man. That's what I was going for. Totally.
I can see this argument.
Who is it, Kibbles?
Down at the bottom left. This is the guy we're talking about. He's orange. He's from FXO. He's Slavic.
Other ID is Happy Zerg, by the way, but recently moving more towards the Slavic route. Of course, in the 1208 position, who is it?
His opponent from Team Root, ladies and gentlemen, it's Vibe.
So Slavic actually played a ZVZ. I feel like he's stronger in his ZVZs. Unfortunately, he played against Sasquatch in the last IPTL match against Complexity. And Sasquatch actually nailed a couple of nice bailing hits, some great circling aggression, and just straight up killed him. And Sasquatch did well that day, actually. I think he got 4 wins, if I remember correctly. He was very close to all killing. But now we're going to be jumping in this match, and we're going to see what exactly is planned out between our two players.
Now, this is Atlanta Spaceship. It's one of the, actually, I think it is the largest 2-player map we have in the map pool. It is larger than Abyssal City in most regards. There are a lot of ways, of course, to measure the largest map. You know, natural to natural, main to main, the actual square footage of the map.
Creep tumor movement.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's tons of ways to do it.
Yeah, like if a map's really hilly, it's actually going to take a very long time to cross that map. You know, you got to go up the hill and down the hill and up the... Actually, I don't think that factors in StarCraft.
I think Hellions, by the way, is completely off topic, but off of heals and whatnot, Hellions should actually ramp. Like they should jump as they go up heals. You know how sick that would be?
Oh!
That would be so sick.
I want to jump over Zerglings and blue flame them from above.
That'd be so sick. I don't know. That just
Where did that thought come from?
You said hills, and I just, for some reason, thought of motocross. I don't know why. And that movie, Full Throttle Charlie's Angels or whatever, because they do a lot of like jumps. I don't know. That all went through my head in 3 seconds. Movies, motocross, and Hellions jumping.
And suddenly 1,000 tweets were sent to Blizzard suggesting this idea.
Do it. And then they followed IGNProLeague afterwards.
Immediately.
Anywho, there was a pull first, followed up into hatcheries for both players. They're actually doing relatively same builds. They have followed up into a gas, so they will be getting their speed out. But relatively, it's really close in terms of build orders. They've chosen very safe build, but it's a very safe macroeconomic build. So that's something to know. I do feel like Slavic likes to go the roach route a little bit quicker than his opponents. He seems to put it down a little bit faster than anyone. And then he likes to follow up into a lot of like aggressive tactics, but that's only in a few of the builds I've seen. That's actually a lot of FXOU. They like to do anti-roach timings. Yeah,
we'll be keeping an eye on Slavic to see if he does opt to go for a fast roach warren here. We should be seeing Baneling Nests in just a little while. You know, they need to pile up that gas, of course, because they did go for pools before gases in this situation. Only now hitting enough for that 100 for speed. But as we're approaching the 50 gas mark, especially from Vibe, I do expect a quick Baneling Nest. I'm going to be seeing... we have seen players recently going down at the natural expansion, more so than we have seen in the main in the past. But hey, look, we're at 80 gas and still nothing out of Vibe. In fact, Slavic's the one dropping the Baneling Nest.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. I feel that he would go for the Baneling Nest because Baneling Ling is really multitask oriented. You got to be on top of your control. And he just displayed in the last game how good he was in terms of just being all over the place, but also has units being in great control. He always, even when he committed to something and wasn't going for it, he'd always pull back. But
this is so good for Slavic, though.
Yeah, the Baneling. Oh my gosh, yeah, those Toolings come in and he's seen that lair really quickly.
Yep.
Painful.
Sees the lair, sees the lack of a Baneling Nest. Now, what will be Slavic's reply to this? He has the Baneling Nest. He can still cancel it if he wants, and he won't be too far behind. He's throwing down his 3rd and his 4th gases. I don't know that Slavic's going to be pressuring here, and this is going to set him a little bit behind because he did opt to make the Baneling Nest, which makes his lair substantially... It honestly just slows everything down if he makes a Baneling Nest and doesn't use it.
Yeah, essentially that 50 gas, you can look at the lair timings. That's what slowed that down. Just enough to where you can see the discrepancy between the two players, as you can see right there. Just a little bit, but
no, he is going to attack.
Gonna go for... Oh, is he going to go for a really aggressive attack?
I mean, this makes perfect sense because Vibe's Baneling Nest is incredibly late. Not only did he wait to drop it, he waited a long time. Like, Slavic left with his Zerglings, and Vibe kept waiting, and only now is his Baneling Nest halfway done, and he's moving out across the field with some Zerglings. He's got a lot more ready to follow up.
I'm looking at Vibe. I want to see what he's going to follow up into. He's gone straight into a Spire here. It's been a decent amount of that gas, but he has no Lings on the field, and these Lings are just running across the middle of the map. He just droned again as well. The Lings are all grouping up outside of that natural there for...
Wants to see that Spire really bad, but he can't.
Yeah, this is actually looking pretty scary for him. He's going to go ahead and sneak around the bottom right corner, but nice Overlord placement there from Vibe. Can respawn accordingly. 4 Banelings are immediately queued up, and he has 4 Lings on the way as well. If he can hold this, if he can get off a couple of Baneling hits that kill at least half of these Lings, he'll be fine. He'll be able to follow up with a counterattack and have a decent amount of mutas on the field.
That's a pretty large order to ask for, though, against a Zerg player like Slavic. Slavic, of course, going to be blowing most of his money on these Banelings. As we saw, he was pulling around 300-400 gas. Behind this, he is going for the Spire play. A lot of Zerglings accompanying this attack, and this is going to be super scary for Vibe.
So many Banelings. I just want to cry right now. We're going to have Zerglings running straight into the natural. Here comes a big group of Banelings first. He's spreading them out as best he can. There we go. Nice control overall, heading straight to the natural right away. The Queen Zoe getting some procs off. Decent Baneling hits here from Vibe, but is it enough? Nice control, and the Queens are doing a good job. He needs to bring the Lings in as well.
Well, Slavic still has a lot of Lings to back this up, doing a lot of damage right now to the Zerglings and the Queens in the front. Baneling's going to be following, and now 7 Mutalisk on the way for Vibe, but he has no units left to deal with what Slavic has in his base.
Oh my gosh, just to follow up with the last remnants of these Banelings is just enough to do a lot of damage. He actually blows one up on the larva. Oh, he went for the egg, actually, and that doesn't do enough damage. If it was larva, yeah, I understand that, but still picking off a lot of drones. The 8 meters are on their way, though, but 2 more Banelings are left, heading straight to the main.
That they are. Lots of Banelings around the Spire right now. They blow up, but only 2 drones do go down, and Slavic has dealt a pretty hard blow here to Vibe. Vibe down to just 26 drones against Slavic's 46. He does have 8 mutas on the field, but Slavic's has got 6 of his own, and well, from here he's going to be able to just play pretty defensively. Maybe throw down a Spore or 2 and hold down the fort.
That's all he's got to do. You're right. Hold down the fort, wait for the mutas to pop out, and then from there he'll have the I guess a fork available to poke his opponent down, because he'll have more mutas available. Gonna be picking off some Overlords. Entering choice for him here from Vibe. I guess he's assuming that his opponent's already ready defended for it, because as soon as he saw the Spire, or his opponent came in with the Lings, he saw the Spire, so he can assume, okay, well, he's going straight into defensive capability, so let's go ahead and poke off the Overlords. And you know what? It's doing pretty nice here. 3 Overlords have been killed off.
Yeah. But now Slavic has 9 Mutalisks to Vibe's 8. He also is going to have Zerglings on the field that will be able to stand under the mutas and absorb Glaveworm shots. So there's virtually no chance of Vibe winning an engagement with his Mutalisks out on the field. However, if he can engage in his base with the support of Queens, it's entirely possible. So Slavic is really just going to have map control right now, but I don't think he's quite ready to go for a kill move, though he is going to be reinforcing this army. Yeah,
he will be sticking with mutas as well. You can see he's going for that +1 flyer carapace, which allows your mutas to just tank a decent amount of damage in trades, and then as well they can actually deal with the Queens at the same time. So nice choice there with that upgrade. I definitely prefer if you want to keep with mutas for a while. Lings coming in here though and poking off whatever they can. Slavic doing a good job of just keeping Vibe down. He's basically kicking him while he's on the ground.
I mean, I actually I'm not too fond of this decision out of Vibe. He is sticking with Mutalisk, and he can't win in that department. He is not going to be able to outdo the Mutalisk count that we're seeing right now out of Slavic. He may be able to catch Slavic out of position, but it's a lot easier to catch somebody with, you know, you burrow an Infestor, for instance, and unburrow the Infestor and catch their Mutalisks or something of that nature. But in an engagement like this, it's going to be much more difficult for Vibe to be able to win Muta and Muta because, well, simply put, he can't output as much as Slavic right now, and he's also not able to afford things like carapace upgrades, and he's just behind. And when you're behind in Muta versus Muta, you lose. I would much rather see Vibe at this point go for an Infestation Pit.
Well, Slavic is keeping up with his advantage here, going for the +3, keeping Lings constantly running in the natural. He has the economy to afford to essentially throw away Lings if he wants to keep up the aggression. Mutas will come back to defend it, but again, a couple more drones do die off. That third is about to complete. It is very close. I'm just kidding. It's a little under halfway percent. It's not very close, but it's on the way. That's all that really matters. And again, just keeping with the Muta production and squeezing out a few Lings here, a couple of drones here. That's all Slavic has to do.
Tim, it's comedic delivery, man. It's the delivery. You could get a really good job with FedEx. If this ever StarCraft.
The shorts don't look too good on me, man. My thighs are white. I told you this the other day. I'm a white person.
I can't even observe right now. Muta's coming in for Vibe, but Slavic has +1 carapace. And that is going to mean the death of all of these Mutalisks for Vibe. There it is. GG, folks.
Yeah, that was just ugly to actually look at. The Mutas kind of like just clumping on each other. Orange and green are not a good color combination. It looks like Slavic.
Peas and carrots.
Peas and carrots. They're good to taste, but not good to look at.
I thought you were going to say what it looks like. What
look
orange
like?
And green looks like, and I was scared of what you might say. So I interjected
I'm on
with peas
air.
and carrots.
Can't say things like that.
And
Guys,
it's Slavic.
Slavic takes
work.
it 3-2.
This guy.
This series is actually really close.
It is.
I thought it
2-2, man.
might have been kind of a swap either way, depending on how the momentum was going. But both players are playing really, really well in terms of all the players, actually. Both teams are playing very well. Slavic taking the series 3-2. Who is the player that's coming out next for our players?
Vibe. That tells us a lot.
Yeah, it's someone playing on Vibe as the Terra player.
They are bringing out Masa, actually. So, all right. Cool. This is going to be an exciting match coming up next. The map will be Antigua Shipyard. And, well, what are your thoughts, Tim? Are we taking it to a Game 9? If you guys were tuning in yesterday, you found, we are just as unspoiled as you guys are about these matches. So,
yeah, sorry for the mistake, by the way.
Are we going to Game 9?
Let's do it.
I think so.
I think we're going to go to Game 9. I feel like
too.
Everyone's really close, and as we get higher up in the tier, of course, players just come out, and they're basically trying to snipe each other, it looks like, especially with Antigua being the map here for our Terran player. It's a little bit easier for him to do a lot of timings against his opponent. So
Slavic's playing really good, so will he give his team a 2-game advantage, or are things going to be tied up once again? We'll find out when we come back from this quick 2-minute break.